I hate to say it, I don't make the rules. TikTok told me, okay, if you do not have a symmetrical face, don't even bother. You're ugly. TikTok is a great app. There's a lot of things you can learn. I learn things on TikTok every single day, I swear. And, today I learned that asymmetry on your face means that you're ugly. Hip dips are the worst thing to ever happen to the female body. And if you don't have a perfectly sloped nose without any bump, you're basically an ogre. So, if any of those things apply to you, I really hope you don't have TikTok. And if you do, how are you feeling right now? Like, really, how are you feeling right now? Because that app, I swear to God, is a breeding ground for insecurity and just pure mess. I truly feel for any 13-year-olds out there who have TikTok. Please delete that app. I'm serious. Like, if you're under the age of 18, just don't use TikTok. I know it caters to young people, and I get it, but I grew up with Tumblr, and that was enough for me. TikTok is like Tumblr's more toxic younger sister who was neglected and really had no parental guidance growing up because her parents were already worn out by the first children. And so she's just roaming free doing whatever she wants, ruining the lives of middle schoolers across the world. Seriously, the amount of insecurity on that app is really hard to watch. And thankfully, I keep my For You page pretty light, but sometimes an insecure teen creeps up into my For You page and tells me a new body part that I should be deeply ashamed of. It's really wild to me how people can just find a new insecurity. I get insecurities are natural, we all have them, but some of y'all are really doing too much. So if you have TikTok, then you may be aware of the whole facial symmetry, inverted filter craze going on right now. There's a whole trend going on right now. It's kind of dying out a little bit, and I think some people have talked about how fucking stupid it is, but I figured I'd talk about it today because I love talking about social media. I just can't stop. Some of the trends that go on TikTok are truly things I've never seen before on the internet. So I remember once in my freshman psychology class, my professor said that babies like to stare at you if you have a symmetrical face. And that was a very eye-opening experience for me because babies love to stare at me. And that was the day I learned I had a symmetrical face. And what did I do with that information? Absolutely nothing. I really didn't think it meant anything, and it honestly doesn't. It just means scientifically you're deemed more attractive than some other people who have asymmetrical faces. And that is true. We are attracted to symmetry. That's why we like even photos, and things like shot composition are really important because we like things to be even and symmetrical. That natural attraction isn't necessarily just related to beauty. It's just what catches our eye. That's why babies look at symmetrical faces, because they're like, oh, that's what a face is supposed to look like. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Anyway, people are losing their goddamn minds over their facial symmetry. I cannot say facial symmetry. Facial symmetry, and it needs to stop. Now, this trend isn't the only one I'm going to discuss in this video, but this one is really what set me over the edge. Y'all, who cares? When have you ever met someone and they've gone, wow, your face is really asymmetrical, or wow, your face is really symmetrical? Actually, that has happened to me before, but nobody really cares. That's not an average thing that starts up a conversation. And honestly, I hate to break it to you, but just because your face is symmetrical, it doesn't actually mean you're attractive. That doesn't guarantee beauty. It just means that your face is symmetrical, and that's it. And on the other end, if you have an asymmetrical face, it doesn't just automatically make you ugly. I've seen girls do the inverted filter and start crying because their face isn't symmetrical. What difference does that have on your life? I would really love to know, okay, so you don't know if your face is symmetrical, so you do the inverted filter, you find out your face is symmetrical. Wow. Now what? You're gonna drop out of college and move to LA to become the next Naomi Campbell? No, bitch. You're still stuck in your college lectures that you didn't actually want to take and that has nothing to do with your major, and are just wasting thousands of dollars on a course that you're barely passing. And you have a symmetrical face now. resume. So what really shocks me about the whole facial symmetry thing is that it's not the first trend like this to pop up on TikTok. There's a lot of these, what I like to call beauty confirmation challenges, where people use different filters or features on the app to confirm if they're actually pretty or not. And why do people want to do this? Obviously, people want to be pretty and they want to know objectively if they are pretty. And facial symmetry is a perfect example of that, because scientifically, if you have a symmetrical face, that means you're more attractive. And if science says that you're attractive, then nobody can take that away from you. And why not be objectively hot? Who doesn't want that? But in reality, that's really not how beauty works. It seems like a lot of people on TikTok, specifically young girls, are hyper aware of how they look, and that's like kind of the climate that social media has created, right? But I think TikTok is really just like driving it to the ground. Like, we cannot escape the obsession of beauty and body image. I honestly feel really bad for the young girls of our generation who have to see all these girls on TikTok making up brand new insecurities to have. I don't know if you've ever come across this. Sometimes there'll be like a girl lamenting over some random thing that she noticed on her body that like she hasn't seen in a magazine before, therefore it's ugly. Then girls in the comments would be like, oh my god, I have this, I didn't even know I was supposed to be insecure about this, and now I hate my body. Like, one, don't post like that. Nobody actually needs to know that you're insecure about the skin on your elbow. And two, if you're really that fragile that some random from Utah with an internet connection can tear down your self-esteem within the matter of 15 seconds, I really don't think you should be on TikTok. Like, I'm serious. Please take some time to like regroup, maybe seek therapy, call a friend. Don't look at that or like click the I'm not interested. Like, this stuff needs to stop. Another trend that is kind of similar to the facial symmetry trend is the like ugly face filter before and after, which I guess is kind of like the anti-symmetry thing, because it's like, for the most part, like, it's almost guaranteed that you'll see yourself as more attractive after you morph your face to the point where it's unrecognizable and it looks completely different from you, and then you're like, oh wait, actually, like, now that I don't look like an ogre, I'm honestly not that terrible looking. Filters have been around on the internet for a while. Snapchat was kind of like the first app to do the face filter things, and it would smoothen your skin, make your eyes look bigger, your skin look lighter. And then, Instagram started doing it, and now TikTok has taken the filter to an entire new level. I think the reason why these beauty confirmation challenges are so common on TikTok is because there's so many different features and filters that you can play around with that alter your appearance, that can turn into like if you use this, see if you're actually hot, or like this filter will make you really hot. And of course, TikTok is really obsessed with like before and after, like glow up transformations. I mean, that's like been around for a while, but I definitely see a lot of those on TikTok, and I think that contributes to the same idea of like beauty confirmation. There's a lot of like checking, like there's like body checking, which is basically when people like show off their body to like show off how skinny they are or something. There's also like profile checking. Like, I remember there's a trend where it was like, I'm cute from the front, but like I hate my side profile, and like a lot of people were doing that as like a trend. So yeah, there's like all these different trends, and I'm sure there are plenty of more that I missed, but they're everywhere on TikTok, and there's like a new one every single week, I swear to God. I'm constantly trying to work out, okay, why is this a thing, and why is this so common on TikTok? And I think, like I said, the filters and the features are a huge part in this. And I also think it's just the nature of TikTok. Like, a lot of people view TikTok as like a Finsta almost. Like, you remember when everyone had like their fake Instagrams or their private Instagrams where they would just like post whatever for their friends? Well, I think because TikTok has that level of anonymity, people are very open about their feelings and their insecurities. So if some 14-year-old girl is feeling some type of way about her nose bridge, she's gonna log on to TikTok and cry about how her nose doesn't look like Gigi Hadid's or whatever. And so people feel like, well, I can like vent about my problems here and like no one's really gonna know, and the people who do see it will probably relate to me, and they're also anonymous, so we can all bond on how deeply insecure we are. And it's a beautiful community. I think there was a lot of body checking on Tumblr. We just like didn't call it that. It was just called Pro Anna. And of course the elephant in the room is beauty standards. Our favorites, the girl next door, the monster under our bed that haunts us every single day of our lives and tells us that we're fat after we eat a taco. Yep, beauty standards. We all know this. Everybody wants to be beautiful. Everybody wants to have a flat stomach and a small waist and a big ass and huge tits and perfect skin and like it goes on and on and on. And it's constantly changing. Nobody can keep up. We're miserable. We're dying. We want to zip ourselves out of our bodies and just walk away and be bodiless orbs of light who have transcended physical form. We are free. Honestly, that sounds kind of amazing. Since TikTok is mostly like younger people, I feel like, young people who grow up in an age where we like overshare on the internet and talk about like every little thing that triggers us, it makes sense that TikTok has this theme of oversharing and insecurities, because like this is kind of just like how young people are right now. And I mean, young people like always go through insecurity, especially with their body image, so this is like normal no matter what the generation is. But we have this wonderful app where we can just inject all of our pain into and call it content, and maybe even go viral for it. I mean, look at that Sienna girl. Like, she literally went viral for showing off insecurities that other people have and making them feel more comfortable with it. And now she's, doing shit like this. But now more than ever, people are really insecure about their body image. So this is kind of just a reaction to the beauty standard of 2021. The sad thing is, with this open discussion about insecurities, it just goes into a really toxic place where it's not even constructive or helpful that people are talking about their insecurities and feeling less alone. It's more just like, I'm insecure about this thing. They're like, oh really? I guess I should be insecure about that thing now too. Now we all hate ourselves. Isn't that amazing? You're not helping anybody by telling BTS fan 625 that you really wish that your collarbones protruded more, or that your cheeks are too thick, or that you have smile lines. Smile lines. Is this really how you want to live your life? It's weird because we live in this generation of body acceptance and body positivity, but it's the most insecure I think a generation has ever been. We have the natural insecurity of young teens, and then we just have this constant feedback loop of insecure teens telling each other these things, and there's no room for people to be you know what, maybe this is kind of ridiculous, maybe I'm just overthinking it, and then working through it themselves and getting over it. No, you have a thought, you have an insecurity, and you share it with the world, and then you get comments confirming that this is a problem and you should get filler to get rid of your smile lines. This is not healthy behavior, okay? And I get it. TikTok is notorious for rewarding pretty people. Every social media app is kind of like that, but TikTok specifically definitely prioritizes beautiful creators over anybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure their algorithm sifted through people who are attractive and people who aren't, and they boost the people who are conventionally attractive. I mean, there's even the beauty filter that is just kind of automatically on. Sometimes you don't even notice it's there. Beauty is very important to people right now, and you know, on TikTok, it's really emphasized. Obviously, like, we expect to see, like, the Instagram models and shit, like, whatever. But there's something about TikTok that, like, when you see a pretty person, like, a very pretty person, it's, like, soul crushing for some reason for a lot of people. Like, you'll see a girl with, like, a small waist, and then the comments are just like, guess I'm not eating today. I'm like, okay. I don't think that's what she intended when she posted that mirror selfie. I really think, like, the anonymity of it all is, like, what drives people to leave comments like this. On Instagram, like, you can still be like, oh, like, she probably edited her photo, like, she probably doesn't look like that. But on TikTok, it's a video, so, like, you have to believe that that's just what that person looks like, and you're just a fat cow who will never have a 16-inch waist. Even though you can edit videos now, so I don't know about that. But yeah, it's just, like, really common to see a pretty person on TikTok and then the comments just being like a bunch of insecure 12-year-olds being like, I'm gonna kill myself because I'm prepubescent and I don't look like Kate Moss. Like, girl, give it a second. Like, just let it marinate. Puberty really hasn't even started to begin. Like, I really think you should just relax. There's still hope. There's still time. I'm a pretty, like, secure person. Like, I like the way that I look, but even sometimes these videos, like, get to me and these comments get to me. And, you know, after a while, it does, like, chip away at you. And if you are, like, just an open, vulnerable, wounded person, it's so easy to just be taken apart by these videos and these comments and these different trends that confirm that you don't fit into the beauty standard. No filter is going to confirm whether you're beautiful or not objectively. Even if you're complimented and you're told you're beautiful, it really doesn't mean anything if you don't believe it yourself. Like, they could tell you that George Washington is your uncle, and, like, it would have the same effect. Like, you're not gonna believe somebody when they say that you're beautiful if you don't believe it for yourself. You are the only one who can give that feeling, that assurance to you. Alright, I think I've rambled enough for this video. If you want to hear me talk more about social media and, like, my personal thoughts on it as a content creator, then you should check out my Patreon, because I have a full podcast episode on social media and how it, like, affects your life as someone who makes videos and, like, puts yourself out there online. Thank you so much to my patrons who support me on there. It really means a lot. So yeah, if you want to support me on another platform, check out my Patreon. I make TikToks now. I have like 30,000 followers for some reason. I started posting regularly like 2 weeks ago, and now it's just like, here you go. And of course, follow me on Instagram, because why wouldn't you want to see countless images of yours truly? And I'll see you in the next video. See, TikTok is ruining me. What am I doing? I'm not even on this side of TikTok. Hi. Hey. Like, that's like, what is that? Like anime TikTok? Alright, let me stop. Bye.